Hey, Team Happy and Fit. Thanks so much for getting on this call. I'm so freaking excited. And the reason I'm excited is because I think that Instagram is such a powerful platform to be a part of. And the reason is, well, we're going to go international. One, two, I feel as though Instagram is limitless and it's going to create that cold market. For those of you who hate the warm market, this is going to be perfect. And also just being able to paint that story. And Sammy has an amazing Instagram. I told you guys it is Short Girl Fitness, and if you haven't followed her, please do that. But before we get into her content, which I'm just so thankful for, is we are doing a Emerald in a Week buy-in starting today, like right now. It's already going on. The pot is already at $300, which is crazy. And starting tomorrow, elite coaches, premier coaches are going to go live for 5 and give you some tips, give you some encouragement, help you handle objections so that you are, if you haven't hit Emerald yet by Thursday, or a PS coach in your downline is so close to Emerald, wanting to go Emerald, that they will go Emerald on Thursday, and then whoever wakes up as a brand new Emerald, not a lifetime Emerald, first time Emerald on Thursday, will be able to split that pot, which is going to be huge. So if you have coaches in your downline, I would reach out to them and ask them if they would want to be a part of this. I think that it's going to create insane momentum for a team. I think that the leaders that are going to be leading that, the Live for 5, are going to be amazing. If you are already an Emerald coach and beyond, you are more than welcome to join. You don't have to do the buy-in, but you can totally participate. I already noticed an energy, so there's that. If you are a newer coach on our team, welcome to Team Happy and Fit, you guys. I'm so excited that you're here. This is so much more than a business. I truly believe that coaching is a lifestyle. Coaching is you becoming better every single day, and to be a part of a community of people that are uplifting, supportive, encouraging. There's nothing like it. If you are a newer coach, my biggest tip to you is this: connect with the team. Make sure that you're joining these Zooms, right? Like, we know what we're talking about. We're trying to help you, but also so much of my journey has to do with the community. And you're going to feel that connection with these Zooms. And have you guys noticed the hype, the energy on Team Happy and Fit lately? I have. Volume is crazy. Success Club is crazy. Rank advancements are crazy. Shout outs are crazy. All these really cool. I was welcoming someone to check out our team page for moms. And I was like, moms, I need you. Moms, I need you. And I think there's like 40 comments of all of you moms in there that were just like laying it down for this hopefully new coach that will be joining us. And thank you for doing that. So the energy in the team is huge. Eric is like rocking his business, you guys. That's my husband. He is now doing this full time, and I had to walk him through his little tracker, and it made patience for my life. It really made me a more patient person. I don't think he would say those exact words, but I realized, oh my gosh, like this can be a little complicated. So I made a video on how to go through those trackers. Please go check that out. It opened up my eyes of like, oh my gosh, Julianne, sometimes it's too much coming at us, right? When you guys are saying invite, hit Success Club, go Emerald, you're just like, I want to pull out my hair. Like, I don't know what that means. So I created that resource for you. But something on Eric's tracker that I said for the post on a team page is comment on 5. Have you guys noticed him in there? I have. He has commented on 5 posts a day, and then he posts once a day in Team Happy and Fit. So I'm encouraging you guys, that's how you're going to feel more connected to the team in your power hour. If you're commenting, welcoming new coaches, right, to the team, that's going to be huge. So I just have to give you guys a shout out. I think May is like the worst coaching month ever. For me anyway, it is like the month of gloom and pulling teeth and just like wanting to bang my head against a wall sometimes, but we got through it, and I'm already noticing a difference. So way to go, way to push through. This business is going to have valleys, and this business is going to have peaks. And if you continue just to keep moving forward, don't let your foot off the gas, I promise you crazy cool things are going to happen. Last thing I'm going to say is I love that I can see so many of your pictures. I love that. That's telling me like you're super focused, you're ready for Sammy. So Sammy is a lifetime 4-star diamond. And what does that mean? It means she's a boss. She's not only having success in her business, she's helping other people have success in their business. Does that make sense? It's great that we can do well in our business and that we're really good at hitting Success Club and recruiting. But what's even better is teaching how to have people do that. A burden on my shoulders, I'm sure Sammy thinks the same thing, is like, this success cannot end with me. Like, it has to be duplicated because this is too great. This is too wonderful. So for her to be a lifetime 4-star diamond, that's what that means, is that the success is not ending with her, that it's duplicating in her team, which is pretty phenomenal. She's a Success Club legend, and I'm pretty sure she uses 99% of her business through Instagram, meaning these diamonds that she has. I literally got goosebumps down my leg as I said that, because I was like, that's crazy. Her Diamond Success Club, right? That's all happening through Instagram, you guys. And yes, she probably pulls them right back to Facebook to work with them through trainings, through Messenger and all that stuff, but she's finding them through Instagram. And if you're awkward with small talk like me, and you just want to do those cold invites, this Instagram thing, that's totally what it's going to be. Sammy lives in Michigan, which is really cool. I didn't know that. For some reason, I thought it was like Texas or something weird. Texas isn't weird if you're from Texas. I just said that. I was born there, so I didn't mean to say that. I really was born there. But yeah, she lives in Michigan, which is really cool. But I'm just pumped, sister. Thank you so much for being on Team Happy and Fit. Like, this is such an honor. Oh, we met, sort of, on a Zoom with corporate. When you continue to move your business forward, you're going to be on Zooms with people not in your team, which is really cool because you get to collaborate and share ideas. So that's how we met. I did a team call for her, and she was so gracious and is doing one for us. So thanks for being here. I'm so pumped.
Oh my gosh, you were so sweet. Like, I just love you so much. So, obviously, my name is Sammy. I am from Michigan. A little bit of a background, just because I feel like you guys are like, who is this girl? Like, why is she talking to us? I'm 25 years old. I am currently getting my master's in health science. I've been coaching for 3 years, but I've been working the business for 2 because I was that very dedicated discount coach. I was a Shaco fanatic, and that was it. My sister is my upline. She tried to get me to coach for an entire year before I signed up. Then I finally signed up, and another year I didn't do anything. So I want you guys, first and foremost, if you have somebody underneath you that is like the dedicated discount coach, never, ever, ever write them off, because I was not planning on working a business at all. She got me to go to Summit, and that was her Christmas present. That I went to Summit for her because I was just like, I can't, like, I'm not, this is not for me, but it's going to make you happy. But Summit changed everything. That was the turning point. And you will hear so many coaches say that, but honestly, that was what changed everything for me. I had one coach underneath me and then my boyfriend. So I was Emerald going in, and then all of a sudden it took off. I've hit Success Club ever since that first Summit. I have obviously grown my business, and I was actually somebody who was going to be a dentist. That was my plan since I was 12. I was going to be a dentist. That was the game plan. That was everything I planned on doing. I never wanted to do anything else in my entire life. And then I applied to dental school, got denied, went to dental assisting school, applied again, got denied. When they told me, you need to go get a master's degree. Oh, okay, let me just go get a master's degree. Cool, no big deal. Miraculously got in. Applied to dental school the third time, didn't get in. So I'm one of those people that puts all of her heart into something, and when you get told no, what do you do? And during that time, I was obviously working with Beachbody, but that was always, yes, work harder. That was always like my backup plan. I was always like, okay, I'll be a dentist, but there was once an orthodontist who was a top coach, and Beachbody was their other income. And I was like, that'll be me someday. And so I'm working all alongside. Then all of a sudden I get told no, and I get told no, and I get told no. And what I realized throughout all of this is that I wanted to help people feel better. I wanted to reach a big market. I wanted to alleviate pain when people were obviously physically feeling that pain. You know what Beachbody does? All of those things. Beachbody was the answer to something I didn't know the question to. And that was something that kind of was a huge wake-up call, because Beachbody doesn't tell you no. Beachbody doesn't deny you. Beachbody doesn't say that you're not good enough. And all of my professional schools told me that. I'm one of those people that worked my butt off. I did this part of my application. I did this part of my application. I worked on this. I worked on my weaknesses. It still wasn't good enough. Dental school wants people who are 4.0 students and don't have any social skills. Not to say that there's no dentist out there that doesn't, but that's right now what they're looking for. I'm not a 4.0 student. I'm a 3.0-ish student, maybe a little bit higher, but about 3.0, and I have a ton of stuff. But I wanted to help people. I knew I was going to influence people's lives, and that was my goal. So that's why Beachbody came into about. So during this, I want you guys to know that I, like she said, have built my team on Instagram. 99% of my team are from Instagram. I probably have 55 PS coaches, and one's my boyfriend, one's my best friend, and the rest of them are from social media. I'm not going to get too much into consistency because I know Julianne is something that she preaches all the time because she is amazing at consistency, showing up every single day. So, but what I will tell you is that in this time, in this 2.5 years really that I have built my Instagram, I have never missed one day. Never missed one single day. I have been on vacation internationally. I paid my friend to post for me when I didn't have Wi-Fi. I have had multiple deaths in the family. I hit Success Club when basically, I'm not married, but basically my father-in-law passed away in the fall. I suffer with anxiety and depression. I'm currently writing a thesis. I've worked full-time while in full-time school, but I made it happen. I am no different than you guys, and I still have that same 24 hours in the day. I'm a very much of a tough love person. I am not attacking anybody, but I want you guys to know where I'm coming from because this is what fueled my fire. You make what you want happen if it's something you want long term. So why am I working in my cold market? Well, you know how I told you my sister waited a year to sign up? My mom's under my sister, my cousin's under my sister, my best friend, 2 of my best friends are under my sister, my neighbor's under my sister, my aunt is under my sister, everybody is under my sister. Except my boyfriend, because he wasn't in it, and one of my other best friends. That's it. Every other person. My best friends are diamond coaches under my sister. I had to build my social media because that was the only market I had. I don't care if you have 0 followers or 100,000 followers. What you bring to the table is unique, and it's going to be inviting, and it's going to be something different. When I had first thought that, I was like, oh, little old me, I'm not any different than anybody else on Instagram. I'm pretty average, actually. But how am I going to make myself stand out? Well, I can tell you that the more I started posting, the more I figured out my brand. The more I had to figure out what I had to offer. Specifically, when I first started, and kind of now, if you look at my Instagram, it's Short Girl Fitness, if you were just jumping on, I loved Nike. Okay, that was something. I'm wearing Nike. I love Nike. It just is what it is. I didn't realize this was unique. I thought everyone had their favorite workout brand, and that's what they stuck to. It's not true. I also realized that how much of tough love I was. And when people wanted me to work out, they basically needed to be like, get off the couch or you're going to be right where you're at. That's what got me out of the couch. It wasn't like, I couldn't be one of those people that listen to like a podcast while you work out. Like I need Eminem in the background telling me to get up. That was something I didn't realize was unique. I figured that was just kind of how I roll, but I didn't realize that till I started posting. So, another thing that I realized after I started posting more and more is that I thought everyone was super confident. You're going to create an Instagram. All of these girls are super confident, right? They're posting selfies. They're here, they're there, they're beautiful. But how could little old me, being insecure, create a brand? How could I be posting ab selfies? Boy, I was so wrong. Everyone's a little insecure, whether it's abs, jiggly arms, thighs, bags under their eyes, me, their weird feet, too tall, too short, etc. You name it. But the sooner I realized that, the sooner I could develop my brand. So I'm not going to sit here and preach to you guys about all these different things. I'm going to give you tips on what has worked for me. So this is obviously focused on Instagram, but you can kind of relay this into Facebook. But I'm going to tell you, like, this is my jam on Instagram. One, first and foremost, I will drive this point home. You have to be vulnerable. I don't care who you are in this business. I don't care if you signed up yesterday. You have to be at least a little vulnerable. Otherwise, you will not build a cold market. These people don't know you had awkward years in middle school. They don't know that you binge eat Oreos in your car and realized 2 are a serving, but you accidentally ate an entire row or package. These people don't know that you bloat before your period. They don't know this until you tell them. You have to see beyond surface you. With your selfies, your dog, your job, your spouse, your pre-workout, they see that little surface you, but they can't just connect with that surface you. The sooner I realized that I wasn't attracting people who were genuinely into me, the sooner I realized that I had to do that. Once I started being more open with my market, that's when my business really started. So the other day, mind you, I would say if you're following it in a business Instagram, I reached approximately 10,000 people a post. So if you're going to look at this, just listen to that as like you're zero or whatever. I posted a post. It was very hard for me to do it. I posted my abs in the morning and my abs in the evening. It has reached over 400,000 people. I gained over 1,000 followers from that one post. It was very hard to make. I did it. I posted and I walked away. Would I get some negative things from that? Absolutely. But the people I've met from that post, the people I have influenced from that post are so much more worthwhile than the couple negative people, because that is just people, they love to be negative. Do you have to do that exact thing in order to be vulnerable? Oh, no. You do not have to show off your insecurities right away. But you have to talk about them. You have to be able to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to be vulnerable. It's just a non-negotiable. You think Success Club is your non-negotiable? Well, being vulnerable at least once a week for me is my non-negotiable. Vulnerability is the key to growth. Biggest tip number 2. I'm sure you guys have heard this. If not, jab, 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 right hook. So Gary Vee, he was a speaker at Summit last year. He basically created this concept of marketing where if you're trying to sell anything, and I get we're not selling, but in the sense of things, look at it as that. You can't just go out there and just scream your product. You have to do little jabs like you're in the middle of a boxing fight, and then you come in with the right hook, and that's where you sell them. But the problem with a lot of Beachbody coaches is that they use Beachbody as their jabs. Beachbody needs to be your right hook. You aren't going out there selling Girl Scout cookies. You can't just go out, yell across the street, and people come running. I always do. I always buy 2 boxes, okay? But you are selling people on what they believe is a pyramid scheme. You have to jab them first. You have to be showing your life, showing your workout, showing your dog, showing your everyday mundane things that you think are whatever, but that's why they're following you. Don't let Beachbody be that thing where you're like, here's my Shakeology, here's my workout, here's this, because you're going up against 450,000 other Instagrams doing that same thing. You have to be that mediator between those big things. So don't be that jab, be the right hook. So then when you come in with your transformation posts, they're like, I need this girl as my coach, and that's the program I want because that's the program I need. She is weird like me. And Julianne actually taught me one of these things where she said, here's a couple things about me. I hate laundry. And I will never forget her saying that, because there are things about you that are going to make you you. I eat cereal out of a cup. By saying that, do you feel like you know me better? Probably. Like I will only wear black socks. I have black socks on right now. That is just, I will not mismatch my socks, and that is just the way I am. But sharing those things, like those are your jabs. Those are your things. I wear my hair in a braid all the time. And then all of a sudden I come in, right hook. Yes, those little jabs are not very like salesy, but those are what are keeping your audience engaged. Next thing is show your strengths. What are you good at? Are you a sewer? Are you an organizer? Are you a really good cook? Are you good at puzzles? Do you love Harry Potter? I am. Are you a baseball fanatic? Are you good at Rubik's Cubes? I don't know. Post about that. You're only holding yourself back if you're not posting about it. A lot of times we get so caught up in our everyday thing that we forget these things are what make us us. I wear headbands all the time. Why am I not posting about that? Why am I not posting about my favorite workout headband compared to all the other brands that kind of suck? Like, you have to use these talents and morph them into hobbies and use that to create your brand. You can change up your brand. For example, we just ended our long distance relationship. Not ended, he came here. So we're now not doing long distance. But my boyfriend lived in California, and from Michigan to California, you're on a 3-hour time difference. He's in optometry school, very busy. And one day I never posted about him because I didn't really want him to be part of my brand yet. But I had posted about him because I was sad. I was just like, I'm going to just throw it out there. Is anyone else in a long distance relationship? My brand changed into talking about my long distance relationship. You have to just open up. And what I would suggest is try it. And if it bombs, the best thing about Instagram is you can go delete it. And you give it a few days, it doesn't work, whatever, that's okay. You at least tried. But chances are it's probably not going to bomb, and you're going to reach a couple more people that have connected with you on that thing. Should you go do it on every single thing you've ever done? No. But like the big things in your life that you're not already sharing about, talk about it. I really didn't even think a long distance relationship could be part of my brand, but I've met a lot of my new coaches that are in long distance relationships, and that connects us on a way deeper level because I don't have to sit here and talk about, have you had your Shakeology? I'm like, hey girl, like when's the next time you're going to see your boyfriend? I totally understand. Like, why don't we talk about tips every date night? Like, try. People want to be social. If you aren't sure what your strengths are, my tips are ask your closest friends. What do you know best about me? Like, what are 5 things that like you would think I would correlate best with? And they're going to tell you, you know, like, well, when I come to you, I want to do this with you. I want to go shopping because you're really good at finding a good deal. Or, you know, I come to you because you're really good at doing my hair. Like things that you're not thinking about, they are. Obviously, this one is a point that I will drive home as well, and that is showing progress. Personally, I used to think that I would post my transformation photo every single Sunday night because I was like, oh, everyone's on their phone. This is perfect. And now that I use my Instagram as a diary, I try to post my transformation every 12 photos. So if you go on your Instagram feed, you should always see some type of transformation because these people, even though you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, they're judging you by a cover. They want to see what you're doing, if it works, why you're doing it, and they want to know that at first glance. It's going to give them about 3 seconds to decide if they want to follow you. If you're boring and you're posting 12 selfies in a row, they're not going to follow you no matter what your content is in the caption. That is just the way it is. And if your feed is like this now, don't worry about it because you can change it. That's the cool thing. Like you can start today and change up your feed. That's just, you have to be showing progress. So many coaches I've seen will post progress pictures from a year ago or even 21 days ago, and they kind of look the same. And I understand some body types are completely different, but if you're doing cardio and things aren't changing, try a different program. I realized this when I was doing Insanity Max 30. I teach Insanity, by the way. That's actually why I'm sweaty right now. I chose food over showering before this call because I only had a minimum amount of time. But I teach Insanity, and I love Max 30. Like that is my soulmate workout, and I will do it over and over and over. And I got to the point where I was doing it so much, I wasn't seeing progress. And it took me a little bit because I'm like, yeah, but these workouts are hard. But I wasn't changing my body. So I switched it to hammer and chisel, something way different. And did I like it as much? No, because that's not my style of workout. But you need to be shocking your body. I mean, you have to be showing different things because if you're only showing the same program, what if you're going to target a market that doesn't like cardio? Like, duh. I mean, it's just, a lot of my coaches are completely different. My newest coaches, they hate cardio. And I'm like, why? I love cardio. But I hate lifting. I'm not good at it. That's my weakness. But you have to be showing progress. Like, don't get so stuck on one program just because you love it. And, you know, don't wait for the perfect engagement time. Like a lot of times people are like, okay, I'm going to post on this time at this day because most of my followers are on blah, blah, blah. Like you are the engagement time. The more you show up, the more people trust you, which means that they're going to be going to your post no matter what time and what day. You shouldn't have to wait for them and they shouldn't have to wait for you. Just be that time. And you know what the best time is? The right hook. Coming back to that, like, it's so hard to overthink these transformation photos and stuff and these captions and what time and what day. And, you know, I can't do it in this time. Guys, I posted a coaching sneak peek the other day, and I would say most of the time I post at night because I know people are on their phones. I was sitting at my desk writing my thesis, and I posted a picture of me at a coffee shop. And I changed up the way I said it, but a coaching sneak peek about how you know, I finally found a job that I can work from literally anywhere, like a coffee shop. And I had 22 people want to join my coaching preview, and normally 5 or 6 at the time would normally go each week. And that, I mean, was a Thursday afternoon at 1 p.m. And it doesn't matter the time. Like, don't get so hung up on that. Just be you, and they're going to come to your photos regardless. And, you know, your affinity will change. Next thing is Instagram stories. If you're not using them, use them. I used to be on Snapchat. It actually drained my battery so much that's why I deleted it. But this is where it's at. Like Instagram stories, if you don't want to be one of those coaches that post 6-7 times a day, you need to be utilizing these Instagram stories in between those posts. Use them as a daily journal. Be weird. Like if you're weird, show that. Be funny, be serious, be holistic, be healthy, be unhealthy. Like be you. I started to realize this when one of my top coaches, she had messaged me and said, you sound exactly like the way you are in your stories. Because I say, dude, I'm whatever, like go with the flow. Like I'll swear, I'm trying not to do that in this call, but it's just one of those things that I want my followers to legit feel like they know me when they sign up. And that is really my goal. Is I want them to feel like they know all my weaknesses. They know, you know, what time of day I'm doing this. They need to get in that routine, because then when they sign up as a coach, it's not a guessing game. Or when they sign up as a challenger, it's not a guessing game. Like they know what program I'm doing, why I'm doing it, when I'm having cravings for ice cream. Like I talked about it tonight on the way home. I said, guys, I really want ice cream. I'm really trying not to do this. I ate 4 eggs and a piece of toast, which is more than usual. And then, you know, you just check back in. Use it like you're just talking to somebody you know. And then next thing is evaluate your last 12 photos on Instagram. I do this a lot. What belongs? What does not belong? Does it represent you or a generic person? If you took your face out, would you know that that is your brand? Obviously, you know your photos, but would your best friend know that that was your Instagram handle? One of our things on our team is to post our current feed in our team page and go evaluate like 3 critiques on somebody else's post. Because how many times have you had this happen and people are like, oh, love your feed. Okay, but thanks for the feedback. Like I need to know, what could I change? What photo pops? What photo does not pop? Which blends in? And which part, like the first thing is, you know, where do your eyes go? You know, and another thing is a bio. So a lot of times coaches have bios where it's like dog mom, and then it's like California girl, and then a student, and then this, and their bio is like this long. You guys, you got to remember too that these people are going to your Instagram for the first time. You get 3 seconds. If it's all bio, probably not going to sign up. Probably not going to follow you, because they're going to have to scroll and they're going to have to work harder than they want to. They want to see your bio, quick, short, into it. Like these are 2 or 3 things about me, and that is it. Obviously, the Beachbody link in the bio, no, pass, hard pass. Put your Facebook like page. Put, if I'm doing a coaching sneak peek, I will put the group as a bit.ly link. You can go to bitly.com. It will shorten that link. Put that in the bio so that when your prospect goes to click that link, they'll go straight to the Facebook group. You can just approve, disapprove, message them, do whatever. And that is just minimizing the Google form and things like that. It is just a less of a step, because what I was realizing that my prospects would go either comment on my post, then they'd have to go to my Instagram bio, then they'd have to fill out a form, then I would add them from that form. That's a lot of steps for somebody who's not used to social media. And that was something that I wasn't realizing, because I'm on social media all the time. I'm fine with doing that. But somebody who's barely on Instagram, they don't want to do all that. Like how many times have you done a form, messaged somebody, and had them not respond? That happens a lot. So I'm trying to like minimize that thing and then write it down in like a journal or something like that. Another thing is something that maybe you guys know about, but I just found this out. If you have a Mac, there's direct messenger on Mac for your Instagram, because I hate typing things on my Instagram. Like I will legit, my muscle in my hand is actually way bigger than it should be because of typing so fast. So I will direct messenger on Instagram. It's like $1 or $2. And I will type out my messages on my Instagram. And it's another way for me to not sit there and scroll. I think there's one for a PC. Haven't looked into it, to be honest. And then 2 last things. 1, tagging companies. So this is something I'm newly kind of incorporating into my posts. And you have to look at it as free advertising. For example, Sharpie. If I posted a picture of organizational cues and I'm not tagging these companies, I'm losing out on free advertising because they might like, they might comment, they might feature your photo. This has nothing to do with fitness, but I bet a lot of people who follow Sharpie might have something to do with fitness, or they may in the future. So not to say go out there and be like, guys, I got my new Sharpie from Walmart and these are awesome and blah, blah, blah. Like you don't need to go do that. You can honestly post a beautiful photo, tag them, or just be like, got my work done today thanks to Sharpie. Like you don't have to go be a salesperson for these companies because that's obviously a big no-no, but it's free advertising. Use it. And then lastly, hashtags. So this is something a lot of coaches are kind of like, ooh, I don't know what I want to do. My personal standpoint on it, I use 30 hashtags. I save them in a note in my phone. And there's also a shortcut you can use with your phone if you just Google like how to create a shortcut. And you can put your hashtags in that. Use a keyword. So when you're making your post, I can write hashtag and all my hashtags pop up instead of copying and pasting. But you can do what works for you. Totally fine. Personally, right now, I'm trying to figure out the Instagram algorithm, and I'm using my hashtags in my caption because as of right now, that's what they want. I don't know why. I don't know when it's going to change, but as of right now, that's what I'm doing. It's in the original caption instead of using it as a comment. So with that, what I try to do is when I click a hashtag, I want to see that 40 to 75,000 people are using that hashtag. Why? Because that is a targeted market. If you're using hashtags like fitness, for example, that has millions and millions of people that are using that hashtag. And the second you hashtag something, 1 second later, a million other people just hashtagged it and your photo is lost. So I try to find about probably 15 hashtags that are 40 to 75,000 people using. Then I will try to find about 10 of those hashtags as about 100 to 150 or 200,000 hashtags. So at that point, then you're getting a little bit bigger audience. And then I will use, if you want to use your team hashtag, great. But like 4 to 5 big hashtags. Reason being, because I just said contradictory. If you hashtag something like fitness, there are bots that like those photos. No, you don't want to attract a bot, but those bots are giving you engagement on your post so that those like 40 to 75 and 100 to 200,000 used hashtags now deem your photo as relevant because it is getting traction. So then what you're doing is you're boosting the affinity in those lower hashtags. And your goal is if you click a hashtag is to get your photo featured at the very top of that hashtag. There's like 9 or 10 featured photos. That's your goal because that is also free advertising because if you click a hashtag, you see photos right away. And all those people will see your photo. And so that's another reason of posting more because say you get a great photo and it gets in those top 9. Then after a while, someone else is going to take that spot. But what if you take that spot because you're posting more? And then you take that spot because you're posting more. And at some point, you're getting all these new people because you're being featured. So that's kind of where I go with that. I do change up my hashtags probably every 3 to 4 months. I also make sure that not a lot of coaches are using them just because your target market is not coaches. If you're in the same hashtag as Julianne, like avoid it because you guys are basically targeting the same people. So that is another thing, like kind of search out those people. Are these people you want to connect with? If it's a bunch of weirdos, don't use that hashtag even if you think it's a good one. Obviously with the big ones that you're going to add in there to try to boost the affinity, that's going to be a bunch of interesting people. But you're using that to target the younger ones, the littler ones, whatever. I didn't know hashtags had ages. So basically to recap, I know that I just word vomited a lot of stuff on you. Vulnerability is number 1. I hate to say it, but I truly don't believe people will be successful in this business until they show their real and raw self. Is it easy? No, absolutely not. Is it worth it? That isn't a question in my mind if it's worth it. You people on this team are because of her being vulnerable, raw, real, being authentic. If you signed up with somebody, think about that. If you met them on like a deeper level, or if you know the surface person that works out, there's no comparison. Like it's just kind of like dating somebody. Would you rather know that they're beautiful Or would you rather know that they're intellectual and they're beautiful because of that, and they are beautiful on the outside as well? But, you know, you have to get to know somebody. You can't just all of a sudden, you wouldn't just date somebody because, oh, they're hot, you know? So, you know, if you need to do vulnerable posts, post and walk away, message people, do a comment squad where right when you guys post, you comment in this little pod and everyone else goes to comment on that post to beat that affinity. You know, like if you're doing a call to action, you're doing something vulnerable, use your team. That's what it's for. Be that right hook. Don't overload them with Beachbody, but overload them with your life. They want to know you, and Beachbody will come with you. With strengths, don't overthink your strengths. You know, don't underthink one of your qualities is not good enough. If me accidentally posting about my long distance relationship turned into part of my brand, you can shoot for the stars with this one. Speaking of which, maybe you like astrology. Next is progress. You're growing, changing, and moving, which is something they want to be part of. So if you show up for you, they will show up for them. If you go away, don't post, they can assume that you'll probably do the same to them. So they will not wait. They will find somebody else. So be that person for them, and they're going to be that person for you. That was a lot, I know. Does anyone have any questions?
That was so flipping good. Like, so good. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I struggle with vulnerability. Like, I think I like do a good job with vulnerability, but I'm like, no, like I'm surface level with my vulnerability. I need to attack those gremlins. Do you all have any questions? Sammy, you freaking rule. Like, your personality is like my personality. And I was like laughing. I was like, are we twins?
I did that in your whole webinar. I was dying laughing the whole time.
That's so funny. Yay, awesome info. This is really good.
Hey, Julianne, I have one question.
Yep.
Okay, so Sammy, this is really dumb. How do you find out which hashtags you want to use based on the numbers? Like, how do you see the numbers?
I will show you my phone real quick.
I don't think that's a dumb question at all. Like,
you don't think so? Because I'm like sitting here, I'm like, oh, brother.
Okay, so I'm going to just show you one of the hashtags I use just because, for example, see if. All right, so I'm just choosing strong is the new skinny. Okay, so this hashtag has 1,328,165. So if I click that hashtag, those were the 9 photos that I'm talking about that are being featured. They're at the very top. And you see that number right there? Is it backwards or is it forward?
No, it's good. The number is right. So those are the photos that are getting added now, but the ones above it are the ones that have the most traction.
Yes. And so if you click any hashtag and you scroll down, you'll first see the 9 photos being featured at the top, and then you will scroll down just a little bit. Like I have Friday Feels as one of my hashtags, and it's 249,000. And look who's in the top 9.
That's awesome.
There I am with my nephew. So, you know, like your goal is to be in there, because now that 249,000 people that are using this hashtag go to this and they see me and maybe they're like, oh, well, she's interesting. And then they go to mine and then they're going to see, is she posting a progress picture or anything in that in the first 12? Yeah.
That's so cool. And honestly, you guys, Google is amazing and so is YouTube. And being resourceful is the way to go. And I was just thinking about it. I'm like, Sammy, it's not like you grew up in a family being taught how to Instagram your whole life, since Instagram hasn't been around as long as you've been around. She legitimately has been so resourceful to figure this out. And so my thing for you guys is, if you want this platform, which I think is perfect for cold marketing, like it legitimately, you get to post you and you don't have to worry about anybody in your warm market. It is open up to whoever. And she's taught herself. Like Sammy has been resourceful, probably asking people questions, probably on YouTube a lot, probably have joined some kind of trainings with it, right? You've done things to figure this out, or trial and error, right? Just figuring out what works and what doesn't. And I think that's just the biggest thing, you guys, is that it's not going to fall in your lap. It's something that if you want to do this, go study it, go figure it out, and then make it awesome. Any other questions that you guys have? We'll take maybe one more. Retired athlete. That's a good one. Do people message you through Instagram after people follow you? Then what? So maybe if people are following you, are you messaging them? If you're getting likes, are you messaging the likes? Are you waiting for the comments? What are you doing to create interaction out of the comments?
So a lot of times the people I'm talking to are people from my story, to be honest with you, because these people are like, out of the few thousand followers that I have, I don't have nearly as many people watching my story, but those are the people that are waiting for me. They're clicking me, they're listening to me, and you can see right away, like the top ones, and they're probably gonna have coaches, a couple of them, but scroll through those people. Like, they're watching you, they want to know you, and those are the people I reach out to. You know, you could do something as simple as, hey girl, where'd you get your shirt and your recent picture? I love it. Like, you don't have to go there and be like, thanks so much for liking my Instagram, like blah, 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 blah. You know, don't be so mundane. Just talk to people. I would say now is like a big part where more people are coming to me rather than me going to them, because I'm going to them all day long, showing my life, showing these stories. Like, you are doing reach outs. You're just not doing like, and it's not to say that I don't do that, because I still do reach outs, but it's just that you don't have to do it as much because my whole life is out there, and you know, it's up to them to kind of see if they want to join.
I just did a whole call on attraction marketing that people in businesses are ruining it for people who actually want to help people, because they're being so flipping salesy when they message people with their link that people are already on edge with everybody messaging. I am. When people message me, I'm like, what do they want? Right? I can message people, but if they better not message me unless, like, you know what I'm saying? So attraction marketing, you guys, is you sharing your life, and people get to know you, and then they like you, and then they trust you, and then they join you. And Kim Meyer says that, and it's so true, and it is the formula for that. Attraction marketing is not a bad way for people to join you. I would say most of my Success Club points, most of the coaches that have joined me, it has simply been because of attraction marketing, where they have felt with the call to action, I got to message this girl. I got to figure this out, which is huge. Sammy, you flippin' rule, sister. Like, thanks for spending your time here. Team Happy and Fit, you're all phenomenal. You're amazing. The only thing that's going to ever make you different in the Beachbody world is you. And that couldn't be said enough tonight with Sammy. I loved when you said Beachbody doesn't say no. I got rejected, my first college rejection letter, the first college I ever applied to, and I got rejected. I was thinking about that, where this opportunity doesn't say no, and it's limitless. This compensation plan, I was just telling Erica, that is just freaking, I want to say stupid, but not in a bad way. Like, it's just like, what is this compensation plan? Like, it's literally limitless, and it's amazing. And where can you give yourself 300% raises? Like, it's insane, right? Where you get to own you, and you get to love you, and you get to be authentic, raw, real, and you don't have to let anyone else tell you what to wear, what to say, how to be. You get to be you. So Sammy, thanks for like reinforcing that. And I think Instagram is an awesome platform for that. You all have an amazing night. I'll put this recording up. Make sure you head over to Team Happy and Fit and share your takeaways. Thank you, Sammy.